There's a lot of bad communication going on in this family, and it's all fueled by serious anger. We've got Samantha, who's a teenage mum, and the two older sisters are not talking to each other.
So, this is what I have for you. The George Family Journal. You are going to write into this journal all the wonderful things that you are now starting to see, and all the things that certainly need work on.
It's important that we diffuse the confrontations that are happening like every 15 minutes in this house.
You will come to the family journal and you'll write down all the positives and the negatives that you're seeing. And at the end of every day, you will sit around the table, the four of you, and discuss the issues that are in this book.
Throughout the day, the family wrote down the good and the bad in the journal. So I'm very curious to see how it plays out later on.
Okay, can you put your plate in the kitchen for me?
My next move really is to deal with Hayden being attached to Mum's hip. I mean, how can you get anything done when you've got this going on? Also, it's a safety issue. So what I want to do is to introduce the off-the-hip technique with Mum.
Put her down, come down to her height, and then say to her, Mummy's going to be busy cooking. You play with some of your toys. Okay, Hayden, listen to Mummy. Listen to me. Listen to Mommy.
Hayden bawled her eyes out. You know, she wasn't happy with the idea that she could sit on Mum's hips.
Hayden, I'm going to make Papa for you. I have to make dinner. It was hard seeing my baby cry. It's okay. Look, Mommy's right over here. That's why she was always on my hip. I don't want to hear my baby cry. Mommy can't carry you. I have to make dinner, okay? It was breaking my heart, and I didn't want to look at her face because if I saw her tears coming down, that was going to bring my tears coming down. Oh, my gosh.
So, Mum, so you're cooking here, and that oven may be on. So, move away from the oven, darling.
This is hot. This is very hot. We're going to walk over here this way.
Just move it to the side.
It's hot. We have to stay right here.
Okay, lovely.
If you just put your child down for one moment, the child's not going to feel like you don't love them anymore. And once Mum understood that, she continued, and Hayden just gave up after a while.
Yeah, you've got lots of hands.
I feel great about being able to have Hayden off my hip. I get freedom. I get my own little space. I get a healthier back. I get to be able to accomplish something a lot faster than it was being done before.
You did a fabulous job with off the hip.
I know.
So keep going with it.
Okay.
The next thing I really want to work on is this strained relationship between Brooke and Sam. I do believe I have a technique that will help them.
I want to give you both the opportunity to write a letter to one another about how you feel about each other from here. Okay? And when you've done that, bring me your letters.
Writing letters will be a way that these sisters will be able to express how they've been feeling, and then they can convey that to one another without bickering like they have done.
I knew this is the time to say what I'm feeling.
I felt pretty good about saying everything because I knew if I would have told my sister face to face, she would just fight with me about it.
So let's just read our letters and take it from there. Let's just go with it.
Sam read the letter I wrote to her.
Sam, I feel like all this time we've had together was a waste. I mean, we spent most of the time fighting over stupid things. I felt like the only time you wanted me around was to watch Chrissy when you'd go out.
I could tell she was real hurt, but I just wanted to let her know that I was hurt by the way she treated me.
There's been so much I wanted to tell you, but I couldn't because it would get out and everyone would know. We're not the sisters I wanted us to be. You're like the friend I can't stand at times, but I would honestly like for us to get closer and act like real sisters for once.
How do you feel reading a letter like the one that you've just read from your sister?
It hurts, but I don't blame her. There's no communication. We've never talked. It's like I've been against her rather than on her side. It makes me want to be a better sister.
Want to read yours?
Yes. Brooke, I know we haven't gotten along for a while. I hate that things are this way. It hurts me that you can't run to me as your older sister because you're afraid. I admit that it's my fault. I made you feel like you can't trust me, like your feelings don't matter to me, and they do. Love you, Sam. Sam's letter said to me that she's sorry for the way she is. She wanted to change, and I like the fact that she's really trying on that.
I love you, and I would help you with whatever you need. You know that I'll do that.
Everything you just said made me realize that you care. I never really expected you to be there, and I feel like you are.
Give her a time.
In the future, I feel like we're still gonna continue being open with each other.
I could see it in Brooke's eyes that she was happy. I felt that she understood what I was saying.
At the end of the day, I brought out the family journal so that Mum and Dad and the two older sisters could discuss what they had wrote.
Rules not followed. This is when I was upset. Samantha was disrespectful to me.
I was just frustrated.
Yep.
And took my anger out on you instead of just letting you know why I was such in a bad mood.
And did we step up?
We talked, and I talked to my dad too about it in the car.
Nice. All right. It's good stuff.
What was really nice about this conversation was how everybody was talking to each other so nicely, so respectfully, so polite and considerate to everybody else.
We were smiling, we were laughing, we were communicating, we were talking about even the bad stuff in a civil way. And if that's going to be the way it's going to be, then it's going to be great every day.
I am going for several days. In that space of time, I am expecting you guys to really hold down fort with everything that's been taught.
The biggest challenge with Joe being gone is the off-the-hip routine with Hayden, because she's my baby.
Recognizing when a warning is necessary, following through with discipline.
I think my dad's gonna struggle with discipline. When you put anybody in the naughty spot, you just tell them why they're in there and walk away. Well, my dad doesn't walk away.
Savannah, I hope you're not going to keep that naughty step warm.
When she left us, Joey and I looked at each other and said, hey, it's do or die.
I really do hope that George family keep up their communication whilst I'm gone, because when I come back, this family do need to discuss sex education.
Coming up on SuperNanny.
Now you're going to have to go and sit down for 10 minutes.
With Joe gone, Savannah pushes Mom and Dad to the edge.
You're going to be sitting here all day long until you get it right.
And Joe doesn't like what she sees.
Was not a time out. That was pathetic.
When SuperNanny returns. And now, ask SuperNanny.
How do you make family time consistent? A, cancel your kids' activities. B, schedule daily family dinners. C, get your home and work schedule in place so it can dictate when you have time to check in as a family.
Find out the answer when we return.